this is one I feel like I should be excited to be doing, but I am, as always, a little guarded with anything that just released. But it should be a fun time. Of course, you know, as usual, Twitch has to scare the hell out of me with my dashboard not updating, as always. But yeah, this is Toziuha Night, Order of the Alchemists. You may have seen me do the demo for this, I think actually this time last year. Actually. Might have been last year. Might have been longer than that. 1 year kind of turns into the next year, turns into the next year. So, yeah, it was a very good, very Castlevania heavy Metroidvania demo, and it seems like it holds up as such here in the early access release. Bear in mind, this is the early access version of the game. It is available for anybody to purchase as they wish, but it is an incomplete product currently. They said I think there's enough content for like 5-6 hours, I think the discussion said, something like that. I don't know if I'll do it all in one go here. Depends on how I feel as we go. Whether I do all of the content in one sitting or not, this may be the only time I stream it, because whatever's left of said content may not be enough for one stream on its own. And what it'll probably be is I'll do today as a teaser for it, and then wait till either a more significant chunk of the content's available or all of it's available. I have not decided yet. It also depends on how much of the actual game is here. Because saying an amount of hours of content is one thing, but I believe the developer even said in the discussions... Here, let me just pull it up again so I'm not talking out of my ass. Yeah, 5 to 6 hours counting retries. Where did I see the other thing? Because there was another part of the discussions that involved how much is actually in the early version. And I can't find it again now. Because of course I can't find it now. Because this was going to be an important thing to note right out the gate. This is why you take notes, you fool. You could have just written it down and then you'd remember. But no. You would have actually been prepared if you did that. God forbid you do a thing like that. Hey, there's Snork. How's it going? Ah, there we go. Several things like the alchemy system, item creation, and several side quests are locked at the moment. That's one of the main things that isn't in this early version of the game. You can meet all the main characters, face 4 bosses, and explore 3 areas. That's what the early access version of this game has. Glad to hear the nap helped. Hope then that you're feeling better in general. But now that I've explained what won't be in here, let's see what is in here, shall we? Get a bit of water to clear the phlegm, because I'm gonna have to do some reading. I almost named it test again when I just did a test file of this earlier. So let's see, we got 3 difficulties. I don't want any stress. I will do my best as to any challenge, and prepare to die. We're gonna do I will do my best to any challenge, because in testing, game's a little rough at the early bits. So rather than pain, we'll just do normal. No. I would like to actually get to play the game, Snork. No. Nope. On every last night of October, mysteriously the forces of light fade away. In order to protect humanity, the heirs of the wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus, people known as Alchemists, created an organization. Centuries of peace and progress reigned over the continent. However, peace is endangered by those who claim to have the absolute truth. Adepts of the power of Toziuha gather in the shadows, awaiting the resurrection of Athos. Snork, this is exactly why I don't let y'all vote on difficulties, because invariably y'all will vote for the most painful difficulty available, whereas I try to aim for a middle ground. I like this thing called balance, not pure pain. Xandria, congratulations on your promotion to official alchemist. This is a big step for your career as an alchemist, though you don't care about that, I guess. Anyway, tonight you'll be assigned to an emergency mission. A demon invasion has been reported in the city of Gregalia. According to the information I have received, there are Aoizotes involved. Maybe you'll find something you're looking for. Hello, Xeno, otherwise known as Zeri the Doll right now. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream today? And hello, ABC. You'll thank me later, and by thanking me, I mean you'll owe me a favor. Alessa Bolstead, Director of the Order. That horse ride was just gonna keep going until I press that button, by the way. That's a very good question, ABC. I have no answers for you. I'm glad you're enjoying that design you made. You did a lot of good work with it. Thank you. It's still a bit on the stiff and scuffed side compared to some of the other rigs I've got, but he's still getting better. Thank you for saving me. Tell me, what happened here? I don't know, it happened suddenly. Dozens of demons arrived, everything turned into chaos. You have to help me, they took my daughter. Did you see some people wearing masks? Yes, I saw several. Please, find my daughter. No promises, I'll go ahead, you wait for reinforcements to arrive. Damn Azotes, show you no mercy. Off she goes. Yeah, there's benefits to it moving weird, but at the same time, I want it to be professional, even if that may be asking too much at times from someone who is not yet a professional. I'm actually gonna go backwards for a second here. Okay, I can't actually go up there yet. I was curious, because I saw that there was a map behind us. Yeah, exactly. And since it's Halloween, it's only right that I make use of it while it's here. What achievement did you get? And yeah, even Oz that she would vote for me to be on the highest difficulty, because that's how this friendship works. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one hit point landing is lucky, really. All things considered. This is also true. I mean, it's your fault that sound exists to begin with, so really, if anyone should spam it, it's you. I feel like it forgot my volume settings. Oh, it was, but I'm still gonna keep blaming you regardless of whether it's a good idea or not. After all, positive blame is what's known as credit, so it still works out either way. Throw secondary weapons with circuit button. This will spend mana. Okay. We just conveniently can summon axes, except apparently it didn't hit. There we go. Let me know if the volume is too loud, because I have been fighting with the audio balance on this for a bit, and seem to only be successful somewhat. Sometimes that's just the better choice, or in this case, the only choice. There we go. Just get rid of that guy without wasting too much health. And there we go. Slapped into the air ones. Oh good, I did knock the bomb out of his hands. I know you are. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay doing the backflip when you're crouching. Press the pause button to access inventory equipment in the alchemy system. It's almost like that's how a pause button works. Now, something that confused me when I tested this, and I'm glad I checked, because there's actually 3 tabs within here, but you can't actually see them completely clear. See, and that works both ways. Exactly. You like pain and misery, Snork, so of course you'd play as Dennis when you can. What's up, Pazzy? Yeah, we only have Calorus right now, which just makes heat, which won't really help us right now, but it's important to note the fact that we have this ability down here. When we're at full blood, you can whip out of the Whip Crush, which will be very useful. There we go, another one down. By all means, you know, take your time. Everything's fine here so far. We've only just started, so we'll see if things change. Put the flames away. Deal with you. Come on. There we go. It seems that the person who lived here left a letter. From the map button, you can access the overview map, list of key objects, found text, and other useful information. Letter found in Grayola, author unknown. I have to say that I'm very grateful that our Lord has decided to enlighten my path and lead me to the cure I needed so much. I feel so much better now. As Knights have supplied me with the blessed blood of Athos, it has healed me completely. There's barely any. We've literally been playing for less than 15 minutes. Basically, we're playing as an alchemist. We've been sent here on our first real mission after becoming an alchemist, and everything's gone horribly wrong on here. That's about all we got, aside from what we are reading right now. It has healed me completely, something that mortal science could not achieve. Now I understand the true power that the Order is taking care to hide. I cannot explain in words the happiness I feel at having found salvation in Athos. Now I know that my future lies in following Lord Thremis, the bearer of his will. I will leave this place to preach the absolute truth. If anyone else finds themselves in a similar situation to mine, I suggest that they open their hearts and entrust themselves to the divine grace of Athos. The accuracy of what you're saying there, Zeno, is concerning. There's a cat. Cat go meow. Right, it's 4 hits to kill those guys. Okay. Oh no, man jumped out a window. Yeah, that place is really on fire for somebody to be jumping out of. Doesn't seem like a great idea. Holding up an attack strengthens the whip with the blood of defeated enemies, then release the whip button to execute the attack. This attack requires spending blood, which is recovered by attacking enemies with the normal whip. I'm listening. Meanwhile, there's these guys. is the Whip Crush. As you can see, it obliterated one of these two. Okay, apparently my animation reached his and it counted as me getting hit. Okay, good to know. Just bumping into that mace is enough to send me flying. I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. And yeah, as you can tell, that's not an actual boss fight, that's just your first introduction to a more significant enemy. Yes, yes. I'm glad you like the mini form so much. I was about to say, there's not really anything to show you on that one, ABC. Telling you I can do. So I literally just explained all this about a minute ago. This is why I question why I have that redeemed sometimes.
Kill them all.
This is a much better answer. I get that, it's just timing. This is why I question myself on having that. But the short version of everything so far, we arrived in this town. This town is currently burned into the ground because of this cult that appears to worship this god Athos, whose blood is apparently healing people, so they kind of seem like they might have a potential decent reason to be believing in that god, so that's a thing. But they kind of slaughtered everybody in town, so it's a little bit of an issue. And this is our first actual mission as an alchemist, so we have, like, nothing to work with. But yeah, there's your short version of everything that's currently happening. I'm waiting. Yes. There's a text at the foot of the statue. Once upon a time, there was a story of a warrior who mastered the power of the heavens. Indigo snakes fell on the gem of his axe. No. The god's blood healed people, but the cult worshipping the god is the one that killed people. Because, you know, that's how cults do. They go forth and do crazy shit in the name of their gods. He probably doesn't. And considering it's from his blood, this god might not even be a functioning entity currently anyway. Like, this might be a dead god situation. Important safety note on nitroglycerin containers. When handling, please note that they are resistant to impact, but not to prolonged exposure to fire and heat. Please use caution when storing and transporting these containers to ensure your safety and the safety of those around you. It's not quite how nitroglycerin works, I don't think, but sure, yes, we'll go with that. Because I do believe nitroglycerin is not quite that stable. That's not good enough, huh? There it goes. So yeah, that's our other action at the moment, is we can just make an area where it's really hot, which I assume does fire damage, but the axe seems like it is more useful. Yeah, there's plenty of stories where holy blood or things of that nature gets used, and it gets proven out later that, you know, maybe that was a bad idea. Element, nitrogen, freezes the air around the whip to negative 200 degrees Celsius. Neat. Now what that does, as soon as I'm done dealing with this guy, is that's an alloy we can put in here, and now we have an ice whip. Press and hold up when near an elemental circuit to get new attacks or abilities. This is just here for some reason. Okay, I guess I need to be a little closer. There we go, now we can slide. Whee! slightly cursed with all the weird demonic-looking skeletons, though. Sorry to hear you're having trouble with your internet, ABC. I mean, I'm not saying demonic bone meal isn't an option, I just don't know if you'll necessarily be happy with the consequences of using it. Looks like the ice whip does less damage to these guys with the fire bottles, which I guess makes a degree of sense. Okay, we can't get up there right now. That mask, I've read about you. You're Eva, the Adeptus Primera of the Jesuits. So you've done your homework. Good for you, girl. I've come looking for that wretched Juanis. Tell me where he is now. You little brat. How dare you speak that way about our lord? So you refuse to talk. Then it'll be the hard way. I have no time for games. Don't you dare run away. I have better things to do, child. Jesuits, deal with this insolent one. Entirely possible. Also, not really sure how she thought those guys were gonna deal with anything. Just holding up a knife and walk forward. I mean, demon bread might be really useful, might also be terrible. I suppose it would depend on the demon, really, at the end of the day. There we go. The hat makes us smarter. So that's clearly how hats work, yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's one of the possible realities from Demon Bread. You might also have people turning into horrible, wicked versions of themselves after eating it. Who knows? Or it might just make people smarter. Got plenty of options.
Flawless victory. Ah, bronze key. An old bronze key. It's just a bronze key. Yeah, nothing there. Just a key. I presume that opens the door we were just looking at. Why the key's just over here, I don't know, but, well, you know. We have the key, and that's the important part. There we go. Well, see, then you add the power of belief to it, and that turns into a whole other thing. Looks like a map of the city. There's also a letter. I'll have to take a look at them. The map has been updated with new information. Check out the newly marked points of interest and text left by the enemies. Except I'm not allowed to have control yet. So many bats. All the bats. Let's see. Brothers, we have been entrusted with the important mission of assisting in the creation of the Opus Magnum. Follow the orders of the Adeptus Primera and head to the northwest part of the city in search of the reverse dispersion prism. Receive this map after leave no place unchecked. Athos be with you. Okay, so they're trying to make the Opus Magnum using a reverse dispersion prism. Okay. Those are words they've chosen to use. Also, I should not have dropped down here, but I wanted to see if there was anything in the upper section of that room that I didn't get to before, and there wasn't. So we'll just quickly loop back around again. Well, yeah. And blood has many
artifacts in a lot of religions and magic systems, so we can definitely go somewhere with that idea. Whether it goes anywhere good is a whole other question. Come on. Maybe. I don't know, the same can be said of a lot of priests, to be fair. Kinda comes with the job to a certain degree. Depends on what you're a priest of, I suppose, though. Oh hey, there's a bunch of them now. I finally found you! Oh, Xandria, what a pleasant surprise. Look at you, how you've grown. You finally decided to help us with our mission? Are you kidding me, bastard? I'll beat that smile off your face. What you've done to my family is something I won't forget. You again. I will not tolerate such conduct in front of our Lord. Don't worry, Ava. Her mind has only been tainted with the thoughts of the ungodly that prevent her from seeing the reality of this world and... Shut up! I'm not interested in listening to your crap and absurd ideas. Meanwhile, the one with the scythe's just not saying anything. Here to finish you. Well then. It really is a pity, but we can't help someone who doesn't admit their problems. I mean, apparently only those that visited Asylus survived. So there's that. You have to have this much hair to not die, apparently. And our paths must continue. Take care of her. Yes, sir. Well, gravity's a bitch. You know, there were a lot of ledges we could have hit along the way down. Really inconvenient that we just had to hit the bottom. I can't. They hurt me. I want everything to be like before. Come on, Xandria, be strong. Just hold on a little longer. I'm trying hard to carry out their orders. They want to create the ultimate iron alchemist, someone with a lot of power. I'll become the person they're looking for. And when I succeed, I'll ask them to let you go. Everything will be fine. They won't bother you again. Don't give up hope, Xandria. Xandria. Oof. Xandria. Eh? Miss Xandria. Miss Xandria, thank goodness. How are you feeling? Well, I think... Who are you? How do you know my name? My name is Atru. I'm a novice alchemist. It's an honor to meet you, Miss Xandria. I've heard of your heroic efforts in Transylvania, how you defeated Dracula by yourself and... Yeah, whatever. Save the compliments. My head hurts. It's the least of it. You've fallen from a great height. I brought some medicine that might help you. Thank you. What the heck are you doing here? Well, I hid from my instructors. So you're disobeying orders. I like your style. Oh, Miss Xandria has praised me. You know, I immediately like you less now that you've said that. He blushed. God, why am I stuck with this kid? What a strange kid. Miss Xandria, shall I help you out? You've helped me enough already. Just go, I'll be fine on my own. Alright. Okay, if you say so. You know, maybe we should have asked about that before... Well, never mind. He's propelling himself into the air with a gun? What a weird ability. I have to find another way out of here. I must hurry. Yep, we probably really should have asked about a gun or something, yeah. Seems like breaking that's not working. This appears to be calcite ore. I'll need more than just iron to get out of here. Well, we have iron and nitrogen, but I'm assuming that's not enough. that's a big golem. Hi. You seem to be blocking the tunnel, friend. Could you kindly find somewhere else to be? Apparently not. Give me a second. I'm gonna lower this a little further because at least in my ears I feel like I'm competing with it, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. But I'm just gonna lower to touch again. Give me whatever this is. Lux Tenebris illuminates those places surrounded by darkness. Ah, so I just have more light now. There's a text at the foot of the statue. Once upon a time, there was a story of a warrior who mastered the power of the heavens. Indigo snakes fell on the gem of his axe. We saw this statue before, too. Okay, nothing we have works on that, it looks like. I feel like a reaction would have happened by then, if there was going to be one. I mean, if you think about it, all you'd have to do is wear iron armor to have iron within, iron without, because there's already iron within your blood. It would not be a good idea to advance in such a dark place without having something to illuminate. Well, good news, I have something to illuminate. I gotta love how it auto-walked me into those two spikes, by the way. I didn't have any input on that. Nope. I literally had my hands off the sticks. Because I thought for a second maybe the controller did something stupid, but no. The game literally just walks you into those. Huh. I can't slide into there because we dropped through the platform. You also can't use any of your attacking moves, I don't think. Because if I switch, yep, I lose the light immediately. Interesting. Okay. Oh, that hits me there, huh? Okay. Okay, didn't charge enough that second one. We're just gonna tank through this guy because I do not feel like sitting here and running back and forth. Okay, so here's how we get our MP back, which we already got. Get a nice beer. Oh, there was a bunch of other stuff there, but the ledges are a little hard to land on there without knowing they're there. So we'll go back around for those right quick. There we go, health max up. I did not want to go back that way, I want to go this way. Okay, I had to go around the other way for that. Do I even want that badly? It's just an antidote. We have 5. I'll just leave it there. I don't care that much to go all the way back around for that. They really do give you a lot of mana in here, which is interesting. Okay, I physically can't go that way. And that's just a trap. I had a feeling, but I wanted to know. Wait. There has to be a way to do that. Because that's the only path we can take. But the input is down and jump for both dropping through a platform and for sliding. Unless there's a separate button for sliding. But I don't think there is. Oh yeah, something to note, by the way, that you may have realized when I didn't use audio sliders to adjust the volume a moment ago. You don't have access to the options while you're in game. You have to go back to the main menu to access options, which is kind of annoying. But I haven't done that much with stuff that's made in the Godot engine, so I wonder if that's just an engine limitation issue. Not entirely sure, but I'm gonna save and go back and go to the main menu for a second to make said adjustments. There's a quick save and exit as well, but it's fine. Just gonna knock that back ever so slightly. I like the music, but it really is feeling like it's hitting me in the ears a lot. Now, was there, Oh yeah, there's extra difficulty options in here, by the way. If the player has more than 20% health, you won't get one shot. Dynamic knockback is an option, but I have left all these default at the moment. But the harder you get hit, the further you get thrown, which is kind of fun. When an Adeptus is defeated, it will make a last attack. That is default, so I'm leaving it. But I am fully expecting to die to a death attack at some point. And I just accept that as part of how this is going to work. The only thing in here I turned on earlier was extra info on quick menu. And I'm not entirely sure what that does, but anything that gives me extra info, I'm willing to have on at the moment. Yeah, there's no separate button for sliding, it looks like. So, and there's no way to change the input for that specifically. So I'm not sure what to do here. But we'll go back in and figure that out. It really feels like that's exactly what they're expecting you to do. But it seems to be physically impossible. It's almost like New Game Plus is supposed to be more difficult. I don't know what the problem here is. Like, maybe there's something in the way that's phrased that's not lining up with what is intended there, but that sounds like exactly what New Game Plus is supposed to be. So they didn't tell you the obvious thing, and now people are upset that the obvious thing isn't told to them. Wow, what an upsetting turn of events. Ooh. Wah. Ordinarily, I'd be all for being upset about something like that, but that one honestly sounds kind of dumb to be mad about, not gonna lie. ID on that one. Like, that is just part and parcel with the mechanic. I don't think that's an issue. No, but there's not a reason to do so either. And with how lazy the people that make a Starfield can be, I'm not shocked that they just didn't bother to put something there. Mind you, I don't have a positive opinion of Starfield or Bethesda in particular to begin with, so it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just pointing out the fact that it's like, if you need to be told that New Game Plus is an increase in difficulty, I feel like either this is the first time you've encountered New Game Plus, which that is understandable, or you've just completely ignored this concept the entire time. And that's what blows my mind about this even being a question. I don't dislike them as much as I put the idea forth that I do. Some of this is hyperbole, because it's funnier that way. Just, they have also made a lot of decisions I don't like. And I find that their approach to game design is frequently bland at best at this point. Which I know isn't the case for everyone, but that's just how I feel about it. And I think that's the thing that I really get upset about with them more than anything, is I feel like it's a massive loss of potential. But yeah, I feel like I should be able to go through this room, but I can't. And there's something I'm not understanding here. Is we have the ability to slide, and there's pathways to slide through, but there's nowhere I can actually use slide to go anywhere. So either there's something I'm misunderstanding with the statue, or there's something I'm misunderstanding here with the sliding portion. And the problem is this game just came out a few hours ago, so I'm probably not... That's what I tried earlier, Snork, when I was dropping through these platforms earlier. You just continue dropping. It doesn't work. Trust me, that was one of the first things I thought of, is that's the expected answer in a situation like that. But it doesn't work, and you can't, like, crouch while jumping to try to wedge yourself into this little block space here to try to slide from there into here. So the only thing I could... No, that is exactly what they want you to do. Oh, I hate that. I actually genuinely hate that, but I'll explain in a second when I do it. And I only dislike this because of the fact that this is going to be such a long, needless route here. Also, I need to get rid of injured so I do full damage. So what they're asking you to do is go all the way around here, go all the way over here, and slide from here. That's exactly what they want you to do. Because God forbid you be able to slide anywhere closer to any of those places. You have to go the longest way around the room possible. Yeah, that's why I don't like that, is because that's completely unnecessary. But when I looked at the ledge path, I realized that's exactly what they wanted. I don't like that. And I say that not because this room is a problem, but because since this happened immediately, pretty much, that's indicative of how the levels are going to be designed going forward, potentially, and that's what has me worried. And if I go back this way, all we'll get is, like, one thing and have to do that whole loop again. And it's only really a problem is those golems are so annoying to kill. Element carbon. Increase the hardness of iron. This will allow you to destroy certain objects with higher hardness than natural iron. This is carbon. Will be useful for destroying calcite. Create an alloy of iron and carbon from the alchemy system to increase the hardness of the whip. Interesting that there's another carbon rock right there. Our whip doesn't look any different. Also, apparently we can't have the nitrogen and the carbon at the same time. yeah, the only real issue with having to go around is just having to go through that golem multiple times while you figure that out. Everything else about that's fine. But just, like, the golem is tedious. Because not only is it very durable, but when you get injured, it seems like your damage gets reduced. And it's in the exact position to make it a real chore to kill it repeatedly. But that's exactly why they put those ledges that you drop down through there. That was specifically to prevent people from sliding through. Like, that's something I would expect in a ROM hack, not in an actual game. I'm not even suffering fighting it, I'm falling asleep. Hi, big guy. Well then. Whitco, okay. Okay, you have a really big hitbox and you can jump pretty far. Darkness is going to be a mechanic in this fight. Also, the carbon whip does, like, no damage to him. So we won't use that. Okay, that does more damage. Ah, the head is the weak point, as one would expect. Is that all he does? He just jumps around? Okay, no, he has claws too. Okay. Well then, I didn't anticipate the whip crush doing that much damage to him, but good fight, everybody. Turns out whip crush is really useful. Taking this. 502 damage from whip crush. God damn. Maybe I should refrain from using those in boss fights going forward, because it seems like it made that boss fight not a thing anymore. Not that that was much of a thing anyway, because all he was going to do is jump back and forth and just take swings at you. And you can just slide under his jump and stay out of range of his punches. Eh, it is what it is. I felt a little bad for obliterating him like that, but also I didn't feel bad enough to bother redoing the fight. Yeah, exactly. He had a nameplate and everything, and he just got bodied. You know what? No, just tab. This one. I don't need to see you. Yeah, because that would be the same solution we would have had to the other golem, but again, I didn't want to sit there and turn the light on and off to do it. So it's on me that the golem was as annoying as it was in that other room, but at the same time, it's just like, come on now. None of this had to be this way. Ah, presumably this is real boss. I thought so. An attack like that wasn't enough to kill you. I'll have to take care of you personally. Come, Adeptus. I'll bring you to your knees. Don't mind me just taking cheap shots right out the gate. Oh, and you do injuries immediately. Of course you do. Knocks me into the poison there. The injure mechanic, I think, might be the other thing that is kind of holding me back from liking this as much as I could so far. It seems to be very easy for things to inflict injure on you. and thus reduce your damage to a really annoying point. Okay, she does more contact damage than she does attack damage. That's great to see. Remember, this is a very early version of the game. I'm hoping some of those things will be fixed. Fair enough, Snorg. Oh, you can knock the knives out of the air. Good to know. Goddamn injures. Yeah, it seems like the blood attacks in general are really strong. I must admit, you're a tough nut to crack. You've already lost the battle by confronting me. This will be your grave. Huh? She's a chlorine alchemist. Die in agony. Ah, you're just gonna fill the whole room with poison, huh? Great. Great. Can't get out. Well, this is unfortunate. Guess this is a real short game, huh? Just gonna die now. So, is this actually a death, or is this plot? Seems like plot. He didn't make it. What a pity. Don't let his sacrifice be in vain. You are destined for great things. But first your power must awaken. You will be able to make the earth tremble, make the seas churn uncontrollably, make fire emerge from the depths. Heat is the accelerated vibration of atoms, and an alchemist must be able to control this vibration and master it at will. Do it, Xandria. Control this atomic movement, and once you do, the pain will disappear. Well, that's one way to teach somebody how to use that. Prologue finished. I often have the same dream, about that fateful night, when fear paralyzed me. Powerless, I could only watch it as he had taken everything from me. Well then. That explains why she has such a grudge against them. Oh hey, we're not dead. What do you know? Finally, you wake up, Xandria. You still having the same nightmare? Miss Rachel, what happened? Doctor said you suffered a chlorine gas attack. It's been 1 week since the treatment started. A week? Blasted, I've wasted enough time. That bastard Johannes has escaped. You serious? Your life was in danger and you care about that? That blind selfishness won't bring you any good. I must go. Xandria, at least get some more rest. You are very weakened and with injuries all over your body. In your current state, you'd be easy prey for any demon. Tonight only I will rest. Tomorrow I go out in search of Johannes. Don't care about anything else. Again behaving like a stubborn child. You really are hopeless. Anyway, it's your decision. By the way, I'll be in Eminthia for a few months. If you want to talk or something, look for me in the library garden. I'll be there in my free time. Okay, thank you, Miss Rachel. What happened to all the things I had? Well, they were used to pay for your treatment. The health insurance and other benefits provided by the Order were suspended for a week for going to a Grail without waiting for reinforcements. Ah, what rats! Yeah, that's fair. Just take away all your health insurance because you flew off like a fool. Oh yeah, we have nothing now. We don't even have our, like, blood crush or anything anymore. I guess that's why that was as potent as it was to get you through the prologue. Alchemy lab gives us intelligence +2. Nothing else. Okay, great lab, everybody. Oh, and $50. Okay. The Order's headquarters. Findings of the Order. An ancient organization of alchemists founded by Hermes Trismegistus, whose objective is to protect the people from demons or any threat to peace. Despite having headquarters in different countries, each one is independent and works in different ways. It is rare that one branch requests reinforcements or meetings with other branches. Okay, so they're all autonomous. Good to know. Interesting how where we just were is just right over there. This door is not a real door at the moment. There's a bag of money right there, but we can't have that. We can't even slide anymore. Huh? You're the guy I saw in Gruyere. Yes, my name is Gabriel Leclerc. A friend of mine got me a job here as a salesman while the situation in Gruyere approves. Seeing your face, I guess you haven't found your daughter. That's right. I have been told that there are alchemists investigating, but I have not received any news for days. Please, I beg you, look for my daughter. She's a little blonde girl with red eyes and... Stop! I did not say that I accept to help you. I have heard of your achievements, Miss Sandra. You're the strong woman. I know you must have your own problems, but please, if on your way you find clues or something that leads to his whereabouts, I will be very grateful. And of course, I will give you a reward. I guess I'll keep an eye out if I find anything. Thank you, Miss Andrea. I would like to go and search for her, but there are many demons beyond the cities. Bad luck follows me. Only my daughter Aurora was kidnapped by those masked people. What do you mean? A day after the invasion in the city, I found out that only my daughter was kidnapped by the Azoids. It's so strange. What do they plan to do with that girl? That's all I can say. If you find anything, please come and see me. Of course. Alright, I won't delay it any longer. Welcome. What do you need today? Magic medallion. Wait, really? I don't have a door opening medallion anymore either? Gonna rebuy that then. Also, why do we have money but we didn't... They didn't take our money, they just took our stuff? You'd think they would have taken the money first to pay for the treatment. That doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, so this is a mineral that lets us return to save points. Specifically here in the city. Test tubes, boots, sweet candy. Oh, that's actually kind of a neat way to do that. Just take a piece of candy and lower difficulty. Not that one. There are 3 negative states that some enemies can inflict on you. Poisoned, you gradually lose health. Injured, your stats are reduced by half. Cursed, you lose mana continuously. Yeah, see, I feel like having the first area of the game have most of the enemies of any consequence in it inflicting a stat-cutting condition seems a little ridiculous right out the gate. Like, sure, have one of the bosses or, like, 1 or 2 of the enemies do it, sure. But the basic enemies could do it, the bosses could do it, like, everything could injure you. It was kinda silly. When damaging an enemy, you'll see a number that represents the damage inflicted. It may be useful to see that number to determine if the current plan is effective against the enemy. I kinda was hoping if it would tell me which colors of damage types were effective and all that, but no. That just tells you what you already could figure out on your own. Okay, that's where Rachel's hanging out. I don't see any reason to talk to her at the moment. Because we just got done talking to her after all, so... Okay, since I bought the key, I can leave. But... can I go in that other room now that I bought the key? Is what I'm more curious about. Nope. You would think an alchemist of the order would be allowed to walk around in the headquarters of the alchemists, but apparently not so much. Yep, that's the alchemy lab, which I presume will have a use once we actually have the alchemy system in the game. But remember, this version of the game does not have that implemented yet. Aldralis Woods. I'm sure I'm probably supposed to go the other way first, but I'm curious about what's over here. Like, we're probably supposed to go back into the town. Then again, there are just basic zombies here. And these half-dogs, which are definitely strong, but not too strong. This guy got lost on his way to Ghosts and Goblins, and we died. We really are a lot weaker now, aren't we? Because we were taking more than 20s before, and we were fine. Oh! That's why. We lost all of our levels somehow, too. I see what they did. I see what they did. They put you through the prologue, but then reset you to actual starting state. Okay. That makes sense, even if it caught me out. Okay. Well, we're not going into the woods then. The woods are bad news. That's what that tells us. I'm just gonna touch all this map area again right quick. Go through Gabriel's dialogue. Buy the medallion. We're gonna save again because I wasn't expecting to get two-shot. You know, I'm really glad we went on normal difficulty, because on hard, I feel like I would have put the game down already. I'm starting to have some questions about how they've decided to balance this game. But that's on me for having walked out to the left. I know this is still Aldralis Woods this way, too. But this is heading back towards where we were, so this might not be as dangerous. Or the dogs are here too, so the dogs are just a natural part of the game that just do half your health in one hit. Okay, that's great. Why am I only doing 1 damage to you? Weren't we killing those just fine a moment ago? Like, am I not supposed to be going back this way? Maybe I am supposed to go to the left, because, we are doing no damage to anything here. Except that one dog. Why is this side of the woods so much worse? I'm so confused. Like, we're an hour in and we're having a real rough go of it suddenly. Like, I feel like the prologue and this section of the game are kind of way out of balance with each other. Like, I almost feel like going through the prologue actually sets you up for failure.
Because you go in with an expectation that, okay, these models of enemies do this much damage and things like that, and they suddenly don't once you go into the main game. Which that's not an unheard of thing, but to have no path I can take that doesn't have things that can cut my health down in like 2 hits on normal difficulty is kind of wild. I'm not against it yet, I'm just concerned at the moment. Especially when it's your fast-moving enemy, like those dogs, that does all that damage. Well, we were being attacked, yes. Oh, and let's not forget the fact that the dog is very hard to hit because your whip goes over it unless you're at exactly standing height. Or ducking. Like, I was excited about this, and the demo felt pretty well balanced. It seems like something went wrong between the demo and now, in some ways. But again, the demo didn't have this segment of the game in it. It had the prologue segment we just did in it, which gives a positive impression, and then we have where we're at now, which is fine, just it feels weird compared to the prologue. Like, now that I'm getting a handle on it, it's not a major issue. And I'm sure gaining even a couple levels is gonna start making a difference. Oh, I can't even... Can I not acquire circuits anymore? Or do I have to be standing up there to even do the animation for it? I guess you probably would have to be up there to do the animation just so you don't... Oh, okay. We just have skeletons that take that many hits just in general. Okay. Like, I know they said we were weakened, but goddamn. There's another thing up there, but we can't get to that either. Okay, that does a lot of damage and poisons. Okay. We're just getting out of there. Okay, they don't take too many hits. With the situation we had in the other room, I was not about to try my luck with that one. That was dangerous. I'm just kind of hoping that we'll go somewhere where something useful will happen. Well, that technically counts as something useful happening. Oh good, there's a save point. This does, however, mean we're now saved on the other side of all of that. So we're gonna have to go back through that if we end up in a bad situation. There's a text at the foot of the statue. Indigo snakes again. Okay. It is interesting that 90% of what we went through
in the first half of the prologue was the same content that was in the demo. Up to the point where we saw Eva the first time. And I think I might be dead. Depends on if poison kills you in this game. We're about to find out. Nope, poison does not kill you. Okay. I could have run to the save point sooner than that, but I wanted to know if poison could kill in this game. But yeah, the prologue and the demo lined up to that point, but right after that, I seem to recall that you gained a different ability than what we gained in the prologue now. And there was a bunch of different areas that you could go to that are apparently not present in the prologue. But I may also be remembering wrong because it's been a while and I only did part of the demo. Wow, we're back at 1 hit point again already. Yikes. Oh, those shoot through walls, huh? Okay, sure, yeah. I could hear myself jumping in the death screen, by the way. So that was a thing. Now, here's something else I'm wondering. Is the prologue counted in what the dev said about how much playtime there is in this version of the game? Is they also were counting retries on the message that I saw about that. God, we're surrounded by dead ends as well. I went all this way for nothing. It's almost like I'm not supposed to be over here, but it doesn't really feel like I'm supposed to be in the other area either. And we lost our ability to slide, so I can't even be like, oh yeah, I'll just slide under where this guy is. Oh, you're not dead. Your animation made you look like you were dying, but you didn't actually finish that animation. Like, we're getting experience and money, and both of those are great, but, feel like we're in a bad position on the whole right now. Oh, get me out of here. I might just die to a dog here in a second. Yep, Pizzy jumped. Like, I feel like we're a little excessively fragile now, since there's nothing in this game that can touch us without killing us in a hit or two. And this is what I mean when I say that they... Okay, you can fall through there. Great. Love that. But yeah, I just feel like... maybe the damage dealt needs to be tuned down just a touch. Again, I'm basing this on the fact that this is the game's standard difficulty that we're playing right now, where things are killing you this fast, and those spikes were instant kill. What I think is the problem is the damage being dealt by these enemies right now is still at the same level they were dealing in the prologue, but with the massive variation between the stats you had in the prologue and the stats you have now, it makes that not work. At least not work well. Like, if they're aiming for, like, classic game difficulty, then yeah, this is probably fine. But if since they're trying to be, or at least the impression I'm getting is that they're trying to be a very Castlevania-style Metroidvania, the difficulty of those is usually not that high, especially not right out the gate. I tried to meter my jump there, but she jumped higher than I intended. The fact that we're getting stuck this much is upsetting. Like, I expected if I was gonna be retrying a bunch, it'd be retrying the boss fights, not retrying just getting around a basic area of the game, because everything kills me in 2 hits. And that, right there, is stupid. The fact that those things can shoot through walls is really bad. Considering it's shooting through a wall from off-screen. So you can't really time when the shot's gonna come your way. And maybe if we had any kind of defensive ability, this would be fine, but we have, like, no recourse against how much damage these things do, aside from just don't get hit. And that backdash is all well and good, but I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of these areas are designed with no room to use that. Like, I don't understand what they were going for by making it this way. Aside from my assumption, like I said, that this is higher difficulty because I went the wrong way. Welcome in, Maeve Billy. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I'm willing to accept that maybe I went the wrong way out the gate here. But this is still... like, it's rough no matter which way. My day is going fine so far. This game is just giving me some trouble. Because this difficulty scaling is currently very interesting, to put it politely. How are things for you? Let's not go that way. Okay, can't go that way. Can't go down. Aha! Finally, something we can use. Streaming at all? Few years. Might be 3 now? Somewhere around then? Give or take? Today, it's on screen. It's only been like an hour or so. We finally have a ranged attack, so that might help. I haven't kept significant track, but it should be around there. Okay, good. I did get away from that one this time. Good. He doesn't reach, and now he's stuck in there. Full time. God damn it, game. Well, gonna have to redo all that again because God forbid we have a health bar to speak of in this game. I thought it was gonna take him longer to rise up. I should have just killed him instead of trying to avoid. Okay, we just need to get through these early bits going back without losing much health and we'll be fine. But like, the split between these zombies dying in 1 hit and everything else taking like 5 is so weird to me. Oh yeah, and the dogs also take only 1, but they're fast. It makes sense for them to be the the major splitting point for hit points. But like these basic skeletons, I feel like are taking way too many hits to kill. Now I'm fine today. Like I said, it's literally just I'm having a bit of a rough time with this in particular right now because this is just so brutal in terms of your health. I'm not sure why streaming full-time would make anybody tired in and of itself. Why did that one not die? I feel like I must have miscounted on my hits there. So I thought I hit him 5 times and then he didn't die. I'm gonna reserve the right not to answer this question, but you can ask any question you want. Just understand that, depending on the nature of the question, the response may vary. I timed that wrong. The easy answer to explain what level I'm on is there really aren't levels per se to this, since it seems to be a wide open map. I went to the only first area I thought I could reach, considering I could get through the enemies that were right here. And, yeah, that's not going well very much right now. We just got out of the game's prologue, which then reset me back to level 1, and I'm currently learning what I can and can't do at level 1, basically. The prologue took place over here. All of that took place over on this side. We had a bunch of powers and abilities at our disposal while we were doing the prologue, and all of that was stripped from us when we were taken down with chlorine gas at the end of the prologue and had to recover for a week, both to pay for it and just natural degradation from an attack like that. Not especially. They don't scare me, so they really don't do anything for me. Because without the scare factor, they usually... Once you pull that layer away, there really isn't much going on with a lot of them. Timed that one wrong again. Like, this is the problem I'm running into right now, is I time one move wrong and I'm basically in a really bad position immediately. Because we have no resources and everything does most of your health and damage on a single hit. Like, plot-wise, it makes sense that we have no resources, just game mechanic-wise, it's very unfortunate. That, just like the question, will vary depending on what you're suggesting. But I'm open to hear people out. It just depends on how it ends up working out. Because you have to understand that that's frequently followed by somebody trying to sell me something, or people trying to push for things that I don't necessarily want any involvement in. I also forgot to grab the ranged attack, so this guy's an issue. I didn't think I was gonna make contact there, but okay. So, I'm gonna guess you haven't looked at what was done recently on this channel, and you just are going off with the fact that I said I don't like horror games? But trust me when I say I have covered some horror-adjacent content in the past, and I have covered horror-related things recently, and I do intend to cover it going forward. Just not necessarily horror games as is the typical horror game of you're walking down hallways being chased by things that you can't kill and all of that. Like, I'm giving benefit of the doubt on that one. And I do appreciate the intent with which I'm going to assume that's coming in from, of trying to be helpful. Wait. Why did I slide forward so far there? I didn't... Do I have a dash move that I don't know about? No? There's no, like, double tap to dash or anything. I just slid further forward during that attack in particular. Huh. Weird. Not the first bug I've encountered today, nor is it the first bug I've experienced in general, because bugs have a way of finding me. Thank you. This is actually my Halloween-specific one for the time being. I did. I make all my own assets. Here, let me actually show you the normal one right quick, because it'll take only a couple button presses. Where did he go? There it is. This is the base model I use most of the time currently. Yes, I am an artist. I'm not necessarily a heavily commissioned artist, but I am an artist. And the other main model I have right now is this one. It was taller than the other ones because I made them all different sizes because I'm a fool like that. But this one has working hands, so, you know, that's good. And anyway, back to Dracula. There we go. I don't remember if I still have the redeem on, but there is actually redeem to have me switch those. Ah, curse drains MP. Okay, being cursed is fine. No problem. I like getting to show those off from time to time, and I usually rotate through them depending on what I'm doing, on just as a thing to begin with, and then the redeem is an extra thing. Nice. Hopefully that's going well for you. So I know it's a little rough being an artist right now. Or at least an artist trying to sell anything. If you want to, like, whisper me a link, go ahead, but I won't be able to look at it right now, of course. Yeah. Yeah, basically just understand it'll take me a few hours to go look at that because I'll either look when I take a break at some point today or after we're done here. I misunderstood pathing for a moment there, even though I should know better. Brain just didn't click on the right spot there. Getting out of here is gonna take a while. I probably should not have walked in here. I am on Discord, but I do not actively accept messages on there unless I bring the idea up, which is why I was suggesting just whispering me the link on here, since Twitch messages do still exist. And I don't have a server outside of one specifically for people I'm working with. Why am I having so much more trouble with this skeleton sometimes? Like, every now and then I feel like either he just jumps to the worst spot, or I'm just being stupid, and I can't tell which. One of the two has to be true. Yeah, because I can't even use my heavy attack right now, so it's not like I can get out of that situation otherwise. I think you missed the point of what I was saying there. I just said I do not give my Discord out, and you are still asking for it. Understand that I've been very patient because you've been nice, but if you... that's okay. Just understand that things like that can end up coming off the wrong way. I try to give everybody a fair chance. Especially here on Twitch, it's easy for things not to be heard, people to miss things. There's, you know, internet issues, audio issues, there's any number of things there. But it's all a matter of the energy I'm given to start with, and you've been pretty good about that so far, so I'm giving leeway. I am past 30, and that's about as far as I'll answer that one right now. So that may have something to do with where the difference in attitude compared to what you may have been running into on here a bunch may come in. Because I'm a little older than the average. Just a little bit. Just by a touch. I appreciate that. There we go, clear that one. Now there's the zombie that rises up after this. That's the one that killed us when we got the furthest before. I'm just over in the States, nothing remarkable there. Yeah, there was nothing in here? Yeah, that's what I thought. We already grabbed the one note that was there. And we finally made it back to town to undo the lock I put myself in. By thinking I was supposed to go that way. So there's another room connected to this. Oh yeah, we didn't get the intelligence increase from in here this time. You're looking at it. This is what I do. Both the art and the streaming are currently my full-time work. Hence why I can even do this full-time to begin with, because otherwise I'd have no time or energy to do this. Okay, let's try going back this way again, now that we have a ranged attack and we're a little bit stronger. Maybe we are supposed to go this way. Speaking of getting a little bit stronger, there's another level. Yeah. Yeah, see, even a basic zombie over here takes like 5 hits compared to the ones we were one-shotting in the other area. This is why I'm confused. Because, like, I didn't see a path I could take over on the other side. But these guys are a lot stronger. So something's gotta be wrong somewhere. Unless there's something I'm supposed to be using the ranged weapon for over on the other side. You're asking a lot of questions. Like, I understand people can be very curious, but this is just a very consistent line of questioning here. It's alright, I just had to make note of the fact that it's like, wow, they're just going through a list or something here, just asking every question. I'm starting to wonder on that one. I couldn't jump over the ledge that was here, so we can't go that way. I don't remember if there was something blocking us from... Yeah, there was a statue there that we couldn't pass. Which indigo snakes falling from their axe doesn't sound like anything to do with what we've picked up. And I think there was either a slide point or a statue down here that also blocked us from going that way. So, my only real path is to go to the right. That's fair, just, you also have to remember, especially on the internet, people are not gonna always be forthcoming with that immediately. Especially not on the first time encountering somebody. Especially because on the internet it's very easy for people to, like, steal people's information and such by using a lot of the things you've been asking about. I'm not accusing you of having those intentions, but this is why certain amounts of questioning draw red flags. Can I? Yes. Will I stop to do so at this second? Probably not. Grab one of these so we can get back to town easily. Buy some boots. Did I already have boots? I think I already had boots, and I don't know why they would be selling me boots then. It's fine. How did I even get... Oh, that must be the other room we went into, the Alchemist headquarters up there. Okay, that explains why this didn't make sense. Okay. Not really... Like, my only path seems to be going through the stronger enemies over here. It just doesn't seem like a good idea. But now that we have some healing items and such, I'm at least gonna give it a shot. At worst, we should gain a couple levels to get back on track here a bit. No, I physically can't go this way anyway because I can't slide. I am, yes, though I barely touch it anymore because of the way things have started turning on Twitter, but I do still exist there with the same name and everything. So if you really want to send me a link to things, you can send it to me there if you wish. Just understand it may take a while for me to get back to that because I do not go there very often anymore. Short of just posting doing the same things to keep things moving. Yeah, since that's a dead end because you have to slide, there must be something I missed. Yeah. I maintain the same branding everywhere I go because it's easier for people to figure that out. Go ahead and grab that book again. I have come to the conclusion that people aren't going to want to have to search particularly heavily for people. So it's easier if you just keep things consistent. I'll grab 2 of those. Let's not grab the boots this time and check to see if I did. Yeah, I did have the boots already. And there goes a bot getting smacked by Sari. Very good. I think that's that's today's first bot, I think. Okay, now all that's marked on the map again and we have some resources, I guess let's go back to where I was stuck over here and see if I can find a path we can take then. Because there's gotta be something, because this door doesn't exist. It's just painted on there. And yeah, things are a bit easier over here now because we got a little bit stronger. So we should be okay, as long as I stop smashing my shins into every dog that approaches. Or, you know, that happens. That also is a problem. Oh, that's what those do. That's not quite what they were described to do, but that's very useful. Won't use it right now because the progress we made was literally walking over there, and it would just put me back here anyway. So it'd be a waste of the resource. But yeah, that doesn't say that it does that. So I guess it has 2 functions, which is good to know. It would help if my reflexes actually kicked in on that one. Now, if you're thinking I had already forgotten that I got those throwing weapons, you'd be right. Welcome back, Pazzy. Can't reach that. Okay. I will check after we are done here today. I did forget to buy an antidote, so that's gonna make things a little awkward, but it'll be okay. Okay, yeah, they really built this around you having the throwing weapon. I really need to get that timing down. As long as you don't send like a huge pile, like if you have a consistent link that you have a portfolio on, by all means send that, or send like 1 or 2 samples. Don't just bury me in them. I wonder why this is all scaled around having this ranged attack when it's halfway through this area. Seems a little odd, but again, this is an early version, so things will change. There's that slide again. So that might be something I can actually do on purpose as soon as I figure out how that's happening. So I think those skeletons straight up have 18 health. His 2 throws kill them, but 1 throw and 2 whips doesn't. And the whip does 4. So yeah, no, that math checks out. Can't get up there still. Like, we have so many things we could get if we could just move a little bit better, but we can't. So they're all just out of reach at the moment. Yeah, because we can't slide, so we can't get in there. Shot out. There we go. I really didn't expect to be dead ending out so early, but I'm betting it's not actually a dead end. That's making a different sound, so maybe this is working? I'll just run my mana out right quick. Nope, doesn't work. Was I blocked when I went this way, or? No, I just bailed out of here because of danger. Okay, that's why this didn't make sense. I thought I hit a dead end here because we got stuck for so long before. When I go very long, yeah, but we've barely even started today. Like, it usually takes like 6 or 7 hours for me to start getting tired. Unless I'm already tired that day, which, you know, everybody will have days where they're tired. Okay, so they are something I have to kill purely with magic. Physical attacks won't hurt them. Oh, those explode, and they leave poison behind. Great. Oh, and it's moving poison. That's weird. Okay. That's very annoying. Because we have such terrible health in this game relative to how much damage things do at the moment. I don't understand what I'm getting to. Guess who thought that was gonna drop slower than it did? I'll give you a hint, it's the one who's dead now. I don't really worry about such things that heavily because as as this business works, that tends to lead more to frustration the more you think about it, so I just don't worry about that. I'm just going with the flow as it happens. Like, obviously, I want this to be functional enough that I don't have to worry about money anymore, but that's not really I absolutely want this to happen right now type deal, because it just physically can't. Okay, so going that way, we encountered the ghosts and the bombs. Let's see if we see something different this way. Okay, this goes back outside with weird fish creatures. Don't seem to do anything other than jump up, so if I want... I didn't mean to do that. When entering underwater, keep in mind that a person has a limit of lung resistance. If you exceed this limit, you'll progressively lose health until you return to the surface is for air. There are equipment and circuits that can improve physical capabilities. Oh, this is deep too. Okay, good, we can actually swim. I don't know, this is a little too durable for a Seadra. It also has ascended to heaven, so that's a thing. Well, yeah, it'd be foolish not to. Can't work if you're sick, after all. So... I have no answers for that one. It just kind of left, and I've chosen to accept that. Considering I wanted it to leave, however it chose to leave is fine by me. See, that one went down. Oh, I know what happened then. When it dies, it just keeps going in whatever direction it was going when it dies. Okay, my only path here, though, is underwater. But it looks like there's a way back up, so curiosity. Except I can't slide still, so I can't go under there. Okay, so that's a dead end at the moment. There is a door down there. So it may be worth checking out that door. I'm just not 100% certain if that door will lead anywhere, or if we can even get to that door currently. Much appreciated for the 5 gifted, and thank you. Oh, that's right, yeah, Twitch isn't doing the bonuses anymore. But look, Maeve, you've got a gifted sub already. Enjoy that. Okay, so there's a path there. Let me just refill on air first, and then I will... Oh, interesting. Just by touching the surface, I started getting air back. Or, no, that's not how that worked. Huh. I died to confusion, but that's fine. Turns out there's absolutely nothing for us over there at the moment. So I misunderstood that meter. That meter was actually going the other way, not the way I thought it was. Also, yeah, that mine definitely did over 100 damage when we have 50 health. So, pretty confident I'm not supposed to be over there at the moment. Game's really out for blood consistently. It's kind of impressive that way. So we have to go to the right when we enter this intersection here, because at least we can go this way for the moment. But as a reminder to everybody, this is an early version of the game. Like, this just released in early access today, so a lot of this is probably going to end up getting adjusted as it gets more testing and more play. It may also just get adjusted higher instead. It depends on what they're aiming for, really. But personally, I would feel like it needs at least a little bit of at least time adjustment wise. The enemies having a little bit less health in this section of the game. Because we're killing them decently now, but it took us gaining like 4 or 5 levels to get to that point. And without anything you can purchase to kind of address that a little bit, it just kind of takes a little too long. And then you have situations like this where you're stuck in there with that enemy, basically. And you don't really have a choice. Because with the way the water adjusts your movement, you really don't have a play there. Like, that's kind of been the awkward thing with this game as a whole so far, is ever since the prologue, enemies just do a lot of damage, and you just kind of get bumped into by them a lot, because you can't get rid of them and you have nowhere to go. I really thought he was going to keep going, but I think those actually track on you, and I didn't realize that. Wait for him to explode. Wait for the poison to go away. That's the thing, is there's a lot of waiting. Don't like that. Yep, this is a boss fight, isn't it? Let's see how bad this goes. Oh no, somebody gave a slime a knife. Okay, so that the ledge there counts as a wall, blocking me from throwing through it. 5 damage is a decent amount of his health. Not a huge amount, but a decent amount. I mean, it would have to have a much longer title than that to be a modern anime, but, you know, you can get there somehow. Now, we could just hang out like this. This is fine. Okay, when the music stopped when I got hit, I really thought it had killed me in one shot, and I was about to be very upset. And just like the other slimes, it does curse, so I gotta watch out for that. I don't know if we're getting experience for all these slimes, but this could be a great way to grind a crazy amount of experience, because we can kill these slimes in one hit these days. Ow, that was bad. I would assume not as well, but this game's made enough interesting to... Well, that answers that question. Yes, yes, you do get experience for those. Got him. And another another level for killing him, too. First try. Yes, take me to victory. Da-da-da. And fully healed. Presumably this next room over here will give us our reward ability. Nope. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and save first then, and then we'll go that way. But on the bright side, we gained 2 levels in that fight, so we should be able to make progress a bit nicer. Yeah, now we're doing 6 to those guys, where we were doing 4 before. Yep, we're just doing 6 across the board. So we've basically been gaining 1 damage every level. That's a slide spot, so we're not going that way. Aha! That looks like the thing from when we learned sliding before, so, yep, we have sliding back now. Okay. Which opens up a lot of territory to us. And now we can go back up here. Grab these. All is right with the world now. It just took a little bit of work to get going, but we got there. I probably should have went to the right there first, but it's fine. Because I forgot that that's a one-way path because we can't jump high enough. Wow, we're suddenly taking way less damage from those, at least in the grand scheme of our health. And we've only hit level 5, but our health has basically near doubled in those 5 levels. And we are taking 4 less damage from them as well, because they were doing 20 when we initially were dying to them. Yeah, I'm gonna go back into that area if we end up needing something, like this little spot down here. But I don't feel particularly compelled to go running all the way back over there right this moment. So let's take stock. We now have sliding, we have the ability to throw stars. We have a rusty helmet, which will raise our attack as well as our defense, so that'll make a huge difference for us, actually. And we have a lot more resources at hand, as well as the ability to buy more, as we have more money. So I think things are actually going to start really taking off at this point. So we have 2 options. We can either try to go the water path over here now that we can slide and go through there, or we go this way now that we're a bit stronger and can go through the slide path over here. And I think there was one other sliding spot as well somewhere. Welcome back, Xeno. Good. Now the question becomes, how beneficial is it for me to go back this way? Because I feel more confident going back this way right now than I do going through the area to the right, just because of how durable the enemies over there were. I primarily wanted to go back to town just to restock a bit, more than changing direction. What a difference doing actual damage to the enemies around you makes. these were one hits to begin with, but like now the slimes are one hit, and I think the skeletons are down to like 2 hits. These guys are 2, which is great, because they were a little annoying. Oh, so that slide point's just a shortcut, and I don't want to take that shortcut because it'll take me straight into the plant. I can't go up and get that item still. Yeah, it's still 3 for the skeletons because we're only doing 16, not 18. Does mean in one level, though, we'll be able to 2-shot those. I may or may not have pressed jump too soon there. And we still don't have an antidote, actually. Because I forgot which color what the potion was. Though actually, we're not going to be able to get through some of these slide points still anyway, because statues. Yeah, I know, the poison's going to put me down to low health. We're gonna be over here already anyway, so I guess I will go back and go hit up that corner that I didn't go to. I feel like we're supposed to be able to get past those statues, but I also feel like we probably aren't going to get whatever ability lets us get past them for quite a while, since it won't be probably till around the same time we go back to the village that was burnt to the ground, because we saw one of those statues with the same description over there. Yeah, it is getting kind of late for you, and yeah, I figured you had other things you still need to get done. You too, Zeno, and it's always good to see you. You have a good night. So, yeah, let's just quickly redo this loop over here, and then we will go the waterway. Oh! Wait, we can kill those now. So they just were highly physical resistant, not physical immune then. Because we had to throw stars at them in order to hurt them before. And I assumed it was just because the stars were magic in origin. Turns out, no. Unfortunately, the bestiary is not implemented yet, so I can't check that information. I do actually appreciate that the boulders around him actually block attacks. That's actually good. Is it going to lead to annoyance? Yes, but it at least makes sense. These skeletons remain a menace. I keep thinking, oh, it's just a basic skeleton. It'll die pretty quickly, just like it died in the prologue. I have not gotten rid of that mindset still, because it doesn't make sense for them to take so many hits. Like, the most durable thing in an area should not be the basic skeleton. That's not how that works. You can definitely tell we're stronger, because look how much quicker I got through there compared to before. We just trotted right on through there as if nothing happened. Sure, I got beat up a bit by the skeleton because I was being lazy, but that's my own fault rather than a strength issue. Ah, this is an area, so yes, it was important that I came back here. Oh, that seems less than ideal. Brothers, we are gathered here to purify the soul of this person who has betrayed our trust, our faith. This person was actually an alchemist of the Order. She intended to approach our Lord with a malevolent plan in mind. By the grace of Athos, we've managed to hunt her down and capture her, and we will let the flames burn all traces of their heresy. Well, I was gonna say we should probably do something about that, but it seems a little late now. Oh, now you go running up to do something about this. What the hell? Sick bastards. Well, the Iron Alchemist has arrived. I guess you're another Adeptus? Elissa Boyle, Adeptus Tertia. Sandria. I would like to stay to clear the air. What do you mean? Ah, I thought so. I was not someone who stood out. But no more. I have come to meet Lord Trimethius' expectations. When he orders it, we will meet again to prove to him that I'm better. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I don't care. I'm ready to take on anyone. Soon he will see that only I am needed. Well, this is awkward. Oh, you actually take way more hits to kill, right? And of course, throwing weapons are still blocked by the terrain, because why wouldn't they be? Real shame for you that there were stairs here for me to use, and that took just long enough for you to burn to death completely. Well, that's a shame. Key items, Ochitel's letter. Letter found inside a fireproof container that reads as follows. In these 2 years as an infiltrator in the sect of the Azotes, I've finally made progress gathering information. Their leader proclaims that he will guide them to the miracle of resurrection thanks to the Opus Magnum. Only the Adeptus are aware of how they will create the Opus Magnum. However, it's known that it consists of 4 stages for its transmutation. 1. Rubedo, 2. Albedo, 3. Ecentrinitas, 4. Negretto. The first stage, Rubedo, is said to have been achieved thanks to a certain incident in the Transylvania region. The second stage was completed with the invasion of demons in Grugio. In this city, the Azotes discovered a secret laboratory of a researcher specializing in optics named Jean Neumann. Now, I don't know what the third and fourth phases are about. My last discovery is about the place where Johannes Trimethius is hiding. There's a huge door in the place where the Azotes gather, an ancient abbey located to the north passing through Uizatilia. This door only opens when the Adeptus gather, placing their medallions in a specific order. So I need to go take out all the Adeptus in order to get in there. Got it. I managed to sneak in and then see the order in which they did it. OSSIHNFECL. So chlorine's gonna be the last one. That's what? Oxygen... I don't remember what just S by itself. I think SI is silicon, isn't it? H, I think, is... Yeah, I think H is just hydrogen. N... I don't remember what just plain N is, because I think nickel is Ni. That's probably nitrogen, then? And then, of course, Fe... And then Cl, yep. I hope this accomplishes our mission to eradicate the Azotes once and for all. Xochitl, no. What the heck is Opus Magnum? And about this first phase of its creation, what does what happened in Transylvania have to do with it? Whatever they have in mind, and I must prevent them from succeeding in creating it. This alchemist spent 2 years infiltrating the Azotes. Now it's ended up like this. We'll notify the Order so that they can remove the body. Damn, Johannes. We'll make sure you die a slow and painful death. Stralsund Ruins. I've arrived at the ruins of what once was the city of Stralsund. This was a prosperous city ruled by an aristocrat named Henry Cavendish. Everything was going well up until Cavendish joined the Azote sect. I should be able to find useful information here. Well, if there's information to be found, yeah. And these are still scaling about the same as they've been, so this is the right way to go. Wow, okay, you know what, you can keep those. I'll come back for you later. Oh, that's why they stick around. They get back up. Don't like that. And there's more Azotes. Okay, your knife reached that far. I should have assumed that, but you know what? Sometimes mistakes are made. I am really low on healing. What? What hit me there? Why was his hitbox still there after he died? That's the only thing I can assume, because I took damage equal to the amount he was normally doing. Unless... No, I definitely didn't get hit with that. So that attack also flies very fast. You know, in hindsight, I should have used the stone, because we would have ended up back here but kept the progress, but I reflexively just hit A. So that's on me. I'm at this point trying to decide if this game was built to be played on easy mode the first time, or if they really just intend you to grind a bit or something. Like that, I know I'm stuck on that thought, but I keep dealing with instances of it being a problem, so I kind of don't have any choice but to think about that, you know? Okay, the skip button just skips the dialogue up until the next animated section, and then it will let me skip again. Okay. Now, they make purple crystals. What? Like, we know they're an Adeptus, so... what is their element? Is he just gonna hang out over there? Yeah, he's just gonna hang out over there. Okay. Skip that because we read that already. It's like, I'll be honest, it's been a little bit since I've had to worry about the periodic table of elements, so a lot of them don't pop to mind immediately, but I really also can't think of any that would be purple, just right offhand, nor make purple crystals. Let's just not take all that damage this time. Yeah, that fireball just flies so fast. Okay, so there's grapple rings, but we can't do anything with those yet. But the fact that those exist tells me another ability will be gaining. Okay, there's a health extension there. I desperately want that. Thanks for not jumping when I told you to. Oh, that's what it means by it puts you back there with your... your progress is it also puts you back there with 1 hit point, which is fine because you just heal with the statue, but it's just, again, it's a case of an interesting thing. Like, there's a lot of odd decisions here. And I don't know how many of them are like issues with the Godot engine, issues with just the understanding the dev has for how to use the engine. Like, there may be issues other than just, oh yeah, I wanted this to kick you in the nuts over and over and get involved here. No, you just exist here, huh? Okay, good for you. Goodbye. And it may sound like I'm getting frustrated with this pretty often. I'm not really that frustrated yet. It's got the potential for me to get very frustrated. But despite the numbers being an issue in this game, most of my deaths remain my own fault, and that's what makes this okay. Like, it's a little bit questionable in places like when you have an enemy that you just can't kill and you're stuck in a little box with it. But that's also pretty common design, so I can't really, like, be mad at this developer in particular for that. Aside from the simple fact of how things are scaling out. Like, that much, yes, is their responsibility, but this does fit into the normal layout of the way this type of game is made. Just usually the enemies you're stuck in with are reasonably easy to clear. Like that guy we were in there with, for example, just takes 2 hits and you're good. That's about par for the course and is fine. When you're stuck in there with a skeleton that takes like 4 hits and can kill you in 2, it's a bit more of a problem. I just want to make sure that that's understood where the difference lies there. I would love to get that because I assume that's just a flat defense increase, but we're not getting that. Oh, and now we got these green guys too. I don't know if they attack upward at all, so I think we're okay standing here until the Bone Boy gets over here. That's what I was hoping for. That's why I was taking the easy kill first. And yeah, they just punch forward, so I think we're okay as long as we stay out of his direct range. Like, even this guy's not a huge issue. He's just really durable right now. And like, obviously their expectation is so that you don't have so easy a time that you don't have to maneuver at all or anything. But I feel like areas like this are much better as far as design like that goes. Yes, it's way easier in here, but it also, you know, you have room to move. Don't jam somebody in a little corridor and expect them to dodge an enemy. That just doesn't work. It's like, yes, we have a backdash, but we've discussed that issue already. Now, I will say that the developer, on the basis of what I've seen them talking about in discussions and such, did expect people to be retrying a fair amount, because that was part of the time that was mentioned for things to be done in. So, It may also be that they intend this to be a really difficult game. And at that point, that's fine. That's just not the impression I got going into it. And that's the only reason that's an issue at all. And most of the things that this will be very obviously compared to are nowhere near as difficult as this is. But it is worth noting that this does have the Souls-like tag on it, which kind of comes with the implication of a certain amount of difficulty. Yeah, I was afraid of that. With how long it takes to pick one of these up, I'm gonna have to be really fast getting in there. Yeah, see, they're getting up literally as I grab this. Yikes. We have our axe back, at least, but I'm not sure that was worth the danger. Also, this was a bad idea to go backwards and then forwards in. These guys were already enough of a problem. To deal with them here is probably going to be the death of me. Whoa there, buddy. Ah, you swing high enough that that's a problem. Okay. Wait. Huh. I've noticed a problem here. And you may have figured it out too. Remember how I bought 2 stones? Yeah, remember how I only used one of them? But both of them are gone? Because I did only use one of them, right? I'm not losing my mind? I'm pretty confident I only used 1 stone. Because I only willingly pushed the button to use a stone once. And that's how we got back here right now. Is because I had rolled us back to the save point before the Alchemist got burned with our progress. But I only did that once. There's also a part of me that's wondering if I missed an item or something somewhere along the way. Like if there were hidden walls I didn't notice, or things like that. I really haven't been checking that heavily for hidden walls because there's not been any indication that they exist in this game. Okay, now that we got that back, let's go back up and save the fact that we have that this time, because I was a little reckless because I was moving on the basis of I had the stone to fall back on, which I apparently don't. Oh wow, that's mean. Their ranged attack curses and their melee attack injures. That seems like a lot to give to one enemy. Especially one that's just on your regular path. Oh, and there's multiple of him too, because of course there is. And there's the dynamic knockback coming into play. How much health do you have? Not that I have the MP to throw enough stars at you to kill you anyway. Oh, and you're durable, huh? Okay. There we go. So he has like 40-ish health, I think. Okay. Don't want to go that way right now, and I don't think I can because I think I need a key for that door anyway. Thanks, game. Thanks for eating an input again. The direction I gave her was attack, then walk forward, but for some reason the attack didn't happen. And that's not the first time I've had one of those moments happen here. Alright, ABC. You have a good night. Really getting a little old that my projectiles are deleted by the terrain, but theirs aren't. Yeah, they're not that bad to beat, they're just really bad when they have anything with them. Like, the positioning for this one's actually really good for us. Because we can just do that. Oh, this was also important. Though, doing anything about this long enough to get that is an interesting question. Because we either have to critically hit or go for our throwing weapons in order to do any damage to them, and I don't know how much health these things have, because we've never successfully killed one. Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do there. Aside from probably don't do it right now. We're probably supposed to, like, go get something we can put on our whip to deal with them, and then come back for that, since there's a flame there that's the very same color as they are. So I assume that that's related. At least elementally. Oh yeah, sure, that blast was just bigger this time. Yep. This is not going well. And I can't even fall back on the stone to warp back to town, which is what the other thing I was holding onto one of those for, because it ate both of them. Oh, right, even if you destroy those, they still explode, right. Didn't breaking those on them hurt them in the demo, or am I crazy? I might be thinking of a different game where their own explosives hurt them. Because that's been a thing in multiple games, but not necessarily every game. And not gonna lie, systems like that start to kind of run together a bit. I'm not sure which one's real on that one. So, I'm distracted by all of them. Nice. Feel like there's probably something I can do here. Problem is, they take a second to appear, so I can't just start throwing weapons immediately either. And the fact that contact with them curses me is a problem. Yeah, see, because I just get screwed on an early attack there. And they don't all spawn in when you walk in the room either. So I think that's just a dead end at the moment. I think I can't do anything with that. Yeah, that's what I figured, is eating the rotten flesh puts you to 1 hit point. Because, you know, clearly that's an item you want to have piles of, is something that'll set your health to 1. It probably will have a use when we have the alchemy system, we just don't right now. Okay, they don't commit their firing angle till they actually release the projectile. Makes sense. Yes, let's see, we went this way and got bodied by that guy, right? I couldn't remember if we went down or not immediately, that's why I needed to check. That's where, of course we died right in front of the next save point, of course we fucking did. Isn't that always the way? Okay, so we got 3 doors here, so we need 3 keys to go down. And down is presumably where the boss is, then. I really need to get a better feel for how much health everything in this damn game has. Oh, fuck's sake. Yep, there was nowhere I could go. I needed to have whipped the fire first instead of trying to kill him. But again, still, the primary impression in my mind of those enemies is still the impression we had from the prologue, where we could kill them in a good, like, 3 hits, which is no longer true. And it's gonna take me entirely too long to adapt out of that, because I'm apparently just really slow to adjust today. And sure, everybody has an off day, but boy, this has really felt like a very off day, apparently. Oh good, there's another one of you here too, because, you know, that's good. Fuck this shit, I'm out. The fact that those fly up off the top of the screen 90% of the time is also a bit of a problem, because you can't tell where the arc's going. That one was on screen and I still didn't look at it. It doesn't help that for some reason your throwing weapon doesn't always fire either. You'll get the effect, but it won't actually throw it. Here, let's try switching to the axes. Yeah, that'll work a little bit better for some things. Not better for everything, obviously, but better for some things. Like, these guys are designed to trap you in so that they can hit you. And then there's times where, for some reason, you double input and swing the wrong way. Try going this way. Yep, had a feeling. Pyro Procitium. That was a fire projectile. How much do I bet this deals with the ghosts? Well, it deals with the ghosts better. It does twice as much damage as the throwing stars did. Ghosts still don't give a fuck, though. God damn. See, these at least have a game mechanic, presumably, so these I accept being really durable. Especially since there's basically a reward tied to figuring out how to deal with these better. As opposed to just being a regular enemy that's really fucking durable for inexplicable reasons. Though apparently they have a lot of health. Because that's what, 5 fireballs now, so at minimum 30 health? Not counting the 1 or 2 crits we've gotten that have dealt damage to them. Okay, they got like 6 or 7 fireballs worth of health in them. So we're not gonna be able to do that room right now that has a bunch of them in it. Not with the amount of mana we have. We would need either a lot more mana or much stronger fireballs. So we'll come back to that idea in a bit. The fireball does do some good damage at least. And it pierces through enemies. So it'll be useful for that as well. I doubt it'll do much to these guys, though. Oh, good. You hid your bomb behind a bat and just dumped me in an instant kill hole. Thanks. The fact that there's those spike pits with no way out of them is definitely classic. I'd love to know how that missed. Because we definitely made contact, I would say. Maybe it was only with the wing, but we still made contact. Why is our whip just so bad? Like, it just seems like it's incapable of dealing with things compared to our sub-weapons, like, at all. Why even keep this garbage chain we're swinging around at this rate? Like, I get that it's the key to her iron alchemy, but, you know, maybe try actually doing some alchemy with the goddamn thing and transmute it into something useful. Because, like, our sub-weapons aren't really remarkable in any serious way, but they're still damn sight better than this whip for most things. Oh yeah, and the fact that your backdash doesn't really work on stairs is a problem. Oh good, I'm glad you activated again, God forbid you be able to position so you're not next to a death pit the entire time you're fighting an enemy that can trap you in fire. Like, am I just constantly under-leveled or something? I feel like I'm on the back foot the entire time in terms of being able to clear anything. We had a brief and shining moment where I felt like we were actually capable, and then that stopped very quickly. Like, I'd expect this level of struggle if I was purposely challenging myself, but I'm not. I'm playing the game on normal difficulty as I assume it's intended. And, like, obviously maybe there's something I'm not understanding. Just kill me. This is already over. Just kill me. Like, I don't understand. Hang on, I need to see something. There's a couple things I want to check. Okay, this game still has gotten literally 0 reviews. And nope, the only discussion that's been added is completely useless. Just complaining that the portraits don't match the rest of the game, which is true. They don't match, but something they seem to forget is that's a common thing and really shouldn't be something you sit there and complain about. But the fact that there isn't a complaint in this regard makes me wonder if I genuinely am doing something wrong, and maybe I'm just being too hard on this. But then again, it may also be that everybody that picked the game up other than me is just looking to get their balls twisted off. Which, there is honestly a concerning amount of people on the internet that are into that, so what do I know? And like, this isn't unreasonably difficult, it's just really harsh. Like, you have very, very little wiggle room on anything. And that's kind of why I'm still willing to keep going, is you can get through, it's just very difficult. But I don't feel like it's a cheap death often. Like, the spike pits in here are definitely a cheap death. This rat is annoying, but it's a rat. It's kind of supposed to be annoying. That's one of those things you come to expect from a rat, especially a plague-ridden nightmare rat. I do wonder why the bats glow. I'm assuming it's probably as much to make sure that people can see them as anything. It may also be an homage to the fact that a bunch of older Castlevanias had their bats, like, outlined and glowing and things like that. Okay. Like, a lot of the attacks are telegraphed, like this guy's attacks are very telegraphed, for example, which again makes that fairer than it otherwise could be. It's just the layout of the rooms and the enemy placement that's generally the rude part, like this right here. The fact you've got a brick wall of a bomb-throwing asshole over here that can very easily do that and just push you out of the room is where that becomes an issue. I basically have to be extraordinarily careful there. But I also have to hit him a good, like, 10 times. What the fuck are you? Okay, that's what you do. Understood. Yep, there was nothing I could do there. I think I might have been able to slide under him, but that was iffy enough that I don't think it would have mattered. And with the way your back roll doesn't roll upstairs very well, I was betting sliding wasn't gonna work upstairs either. I think I'm actually gonna have to surrender and grind a bit. I think that's just where we're at this point. So I'm gonna go back a couple rooms to something a little more readily killable. Actually, how much is the rat worth? The rat's worth 10. No. Problem is, I would rather grind near a save point. Yeah, it's gonna involve going all the way over there. Yeah. There's nothing near this save point is what I would consider a good grinding target. Oh, the skeleton's fireproof. That actually makes sense, and I timed that wrong. And this is why trying to get to a spot to grind is also going to be a ball ache. It's getting through that room. Is basically any room with those bombers in it is such a pain to me right now, as they take so many hits. So I have a choice. I either try to get back through the bomber room up there, I try to get through the room we're stuck on right now, as we are, or I grind on like 25 rats. Because I don't think we get experience for downing these guys. No, we don't. Because they're not dead, so it wouldn't count. Because, like, I could kill this rat and then kill the guy over here, but with the spikes there, I don't really like that idea. That just seems like asking for trouble. This guy, though, this guy's actually a pretty good grind target, too. Because I can kill him reasonably quickly and safely. It's just not near a save point. He's also not worth that much either. It's like 15, I think. Which I feel if we were under-leveled, these things would be worth more experience than that. So that leaves me kind of concerned. Welcome back, Maeve. Okay, I just didn't go anywhere that time when I rolled, so that's good. And now we're injured, so our stats are gone. So he's gonna take a lot longer to kill. There we go. Yep, we're gonna have to go back to the save point because we're not gonna be able to make any progress that way. This is gonna take entirely too long to get a level out of. Indeed. Though at the current rate of things, I may be ending early today. We'll see. It's either that or I pull something as a backup option immediately, and I don't really have anything immediately to mind. I appreciate the compliment, but I feel like that is an overstatement of things. I don't know how I got turned around there, but this is fine. And I took one step too many. So we're stuck in a different trap here. Is getting back to the other save point to grind faster is not really viable. At this current rate of things, it would be faster to just grind the rats over here until we gain a level, and hope that one level will be enough. Because there is also the bat here, which is worth a negligible amount of experience, but is better than nothing. Do the bats just keep showing up, or was there just two bats there? I think the bats just keep showing up. Huh, weird. I guess they're like Medusa heads in this. And that they're just a constant generated enemy. I still have not had time to look now. Like I said, that will be after first stream. has to be a cooldown on those, and it just doesn't indicate that to you. So that's something they may want to work on, is providing feedback on that, rather than just having you doing the animation and nothing happening. Okay, it won't take too much longer to gain that level. Like I said, I don't know if gaining one level will make a huge difference, but it's worked out for us so far, so it's worth a shot. We're basically gaining at a rate of 15 each time. And arguably we could get more each screen transition, but that would involve waiting for the bats, and it would take longer. Alright, good luck with your work, Maeve. Wait for a bat this time though, because it's just the one. There we go. You're welcome. Yeah, that does put us up to 120 health, so that might actually be worth it. See, yeah, because we do 7 to the rats now with our basic and 13 with fire. Which doesn't change the amount of hits they take. Yeah, and it's 566 experience for the next level. Yeah, it's still 2 fireballs to kill them. That might make the difference on a different enemy, though. I doubt it. I'm kind of banking on the slight increase in durability more than the increase in damage. The arc on how they jump is a little higher. Understandable. It's important to be punctual with business like that. Okay, yeah, our fireball kills these in 1 hit now. So that's actually an important difference. And I got pinned in just enough that still didn't work out. So that is working, but not at the same time. And the fact that we have no resources is the bigger issue. Now, we do have one alternative option. And it's going to be a slow alternative. But the alternative being go all the way back to town and get resources. And we've been having enough trouble getting back to town to begin with, or getting back at all. And getting poisoned certainly isn't going to help that, so backwards we go, back to the save point to get rid of the poison, since we have no other way to get rid of the poison. Or, you know, dying. Dying's an option for getting rid of poison. It's not worth it to get rid of that one on the way. There we go. I keep misjudging the blast radius just with touch, and that's enough to get you killed. past the worst part of getting back now. Look at that, the skeletons die in 2 hits now. What a good day it is, suddenly. But I don't think they're worth much experience. Let's see how much these mages are worth. Because they die in 3. They, I think, aren't worth much, are they? So we got 47 now. Now they're worth 12. They're worth more than the other ones. No, that's alright. You've already sent me a sample. And if you're worried about your deadline, you might want to focus on that. Yep, have a good one. That back roll didn't take me far enough, and then I didn't make the jump. Great. Of course. Yeah, this isn't efficient, so... I did, however, forget that these ghosts were right here. And we're gonna make getting back a pain. Oh hey, we actually deal damage to the ghosts. So it's the same as the other ghosts in that they just have really high defense. Yeah, we have nothing to heal with. How much are these worth? 4. Yeah, those are worth 6. And I forgot that one of those was in here too. That shows how long we've been in this loop, that I've forgotten everything that was in the path before it. You know, the way they hold that knife up, it's almost like they're not actually in control of both arms. It's almost like they're trying to fight the other arm that's making them point the knife. It's a little weird, but it might be a thing. I keep thinking with the amount of MP that you have on that meter that you can actually do something. And so often you can't, because we only have 85, and I keep thinking we have more than that. But we can take the ghosts down with just the whip now. It takes a while, but it's doable. So maybe worth trying to get the thing that's behind the ghosts. In that other room. We are making some good experience progress here. I'm gonna be stupid and go try to get past those ghosts right quick before we go back to town. And then come back. And I say be stupid because it's gonna involve getting back and forth through this room again, and that's why it's a bad idea. Like, the counterplay to these bombers that I keep neglecting, by the way, is just time your hits just right for when they go to throw. Problem is, it's a little hard to read that animation for when exactly the throw happens. Especially when you're watching for that guy behind them to swing too. And then add on top of that the fact that I am not a patient person. And yeah, we have a problem there, don't we? having full health for this is a bad plan too, but it's okay. And then there's the fact that I swear they know to float at certain angles so that you can't hit them. Okay, why was I facing to the left? Since I never touched left on my D-pad at all? Why was I suddenly facing a different direction? Well, what that tells me is it's not worth trying to go do that right now. Probably wait for one more level so we are doing at least 2 damage to them without fire. This is mostly spite fueling me fighting these right now. In case anybody's wondering why I'm bothering. But yeah, when we make this trip back and forth, we should gain another level, which should make the difference for most of the problems we have. That and having actual resources so we don't basically go into a fail state the moment we take anything more than a single hit. I should have made this trip back a long time ago, when we first started having trouble. But I, one, didn't want to make y'all sit through me walking all the way back and then all the way back here. And I also just didn't want to do it to begin with. This might be a good room to get some experience from, though. Because these are all stronger enemies. No, they're really not worth as much as you might think for how dangerous they are. Then again, I would have expected, since the other guys were very dangerous, that they would have been worth a lot too. I might not physically be able to go back because of this guy, because I can't get past him. He blocks that whole hallway. Huh. Well, this presents a problem. Because here's the thing, we can't brute force through that shield guy because he has too much health for us to kill him quickly. So he's guaranteed to hit us. And if he hits us, he is almost certainly going to send us back through the screen transition. So I have 2 options in that situation. 1, don't go that way, which, in terms of getting back to town, not an option. B, I face tank through him to try to push past him, which with the health we had when we got there this previous time wasn't going to be an option. So I'd have to get there with basically full health to try to push through him. I don't know if that's that good an idea either. So I guess we're stuck with option 3, which is grind a bit more and just do the best we can with what we have here because we can't go back. Which sucks, but I think that might be where we're at right now.
I'm playing this, the more times I am noticing instances of getting hit by the controls not responding. Is like, for example, that last time right there where we just got stabbed by the walking guy, I hit the back roll button while we were crouching. Okay, that doesn't actually work at all. Okay. Then how did I back dodge when I was crouching earlier? I must have been, like, just coming out of the frames of ducking, and then I was able to do it, and I conflated that with being able to dodge while crouching. Okay, so that at least is on me. That makes sense, then. I'm okay with that. Much as I wish I could actually find a reason for that to not be true. Yeah, remember how I said it was going to depend on how much content was left in here? Whether I was going to do another session of this before it gets more stuff implemented. I think this might still end up being a one-off just so I can wait and see how the patches look for this game in general. Because, I'm not super enthused by the current results, to put it bluntly, as you might have gathered from how I've been responding to things. I want this to be good, and it's got a very solid framework, but I think it needs some balancing. Because I don't really want to lower the difficulty, because I don't feel like that's the answer that should be there for that. I don't feel like lowering the difficulty because the standard difficulty feels badly balanced, and I hesitate to say badly balanced, but it does feel unbalanced in some places, is really the right answer. Especially with this in early stages of early access, I feel like it's a better idea to present it at its normal difficulty in the hopes that this gets worked on. Though who knows if the developer or anyone that will talk to them will see any of this. And even if they do see it, who knows if they'll acknowledge it. Because, like I said, I don't know what their intentions were when making this to begin with. I will say, this ends up being one of those situations of I do still hate being right because I was concerned about how this was going to be. Even though I was excited about it, I was worried at the same time. Which is why I said at the start of today's session that I was guardedly excited about this game. Because I had a lot of trouble when I did my test play earlier. Again, the bombers were causing me no end of issues even in the prologue when we were more readily able to deal with them. So I'm just not really sure. Like, part of me actually wants to go load the demo back up and check this out. Because maybe my memory of the demo is also rose-tinted. It may be. It's been long enough that I don't know what's true or not anymore, and I don't even know if the demo exists anymore. Very frequently when these games come out, they take the demos down. So, I don't know if that's an option to even check that way. It'll be faster to kill the caster, since it's just 3 hits. And I
I jump back up and jump back down. It just relies on her actually ducking when I tell her to duck. There's the level. Okay, now to save the fact that we have that level. Now, do I do 2 damage to the ghost now? I do. Okay. How many hits does it... This guy's an annoying impediment to me testing how fast I can kill the ghost. Still, obviously not very fast. And then there's the weird direction changing thing. Like, this is a new controller, so I have more faith in the D-pad on this controller than I do on the way a game is coded at the moment. So what the hell happened? Oh, they teleport a little bit. Okay. That's how they've been getting through who to hit me sometimes when I didn't understand how that was happening. Okay. And we gained another 10 hit points, which isn't a huge deal, but it should help. Okay, and it does feel a little faster to get rid of those guys. Because I think we gained, like, 1 less hit needed on both of those because of the 1 more damage. Again, I know 1 doesn't seem like a lot of damage more, but sometimes that's all you need. I dropped down on purpose there, because otherwise I was going to get hit. Right, you're immune to fireballs. Why do you have to be smart, huh? Why you gotta be one of the smart ones? Let's try this right quick. Even though this is a bad fucking idea. And that's why, is I was gonna get cursed and knocked out of the fucking room. God, that layout is terrible. It's like, oh hey, you know what would be great? Let's make sure that if you even so much as sneeze wrong, you get knocked out of the room and have to restart that fight over and over again. That sounds like a great idea, right? And I'm injured because of the knight hitting me, so... yeah. Also, there's such a thing as your attack being a little too precise, and that was a moment of it right there, where I missed that ghost by a very, very small amount, and we got fucked because of it. Really thinking I should have just done From the Abyss today. This was a good thing to try, because otherwise I was going to sit there and think about it. But I don't think this is the one at the moment. I would love to know why there were multiple moments there where she didn't attack even though I did the attack input. Like, we have attacked the second we've landed before, so that's not an actual reason why attacks don't happen in this game. That's not part of the engine, aside from apparently sometimes things just don't work. Oh my god, the coverage between these two is such a pain. Like, sometimes they just line up perfectly where you can do nothing. They are just in such sync that the second you land, one of them is attacking, so you have to jump again. You have no choice. You jump again or you die. It's so aggravating getting past this little room here. Like, the activation range on that guy over there is a big part of that problem, because he will activate well before he's even on screen. So it's just like, hey, guess what? I hope you can hear his audio cue, or you're just gonna get hit. Haha. Whack. Aha, whack. Oh, look, you're cursed. Now you don't have any range attacks anymore. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I knew I was gonna die there because there was no way I was getting under that and around the rat unless I happened to get the right slide timing, which at the rate today's going wasn't happening. I should have just turned around and went back at that point, just so at least we kept the experience. That's not what I input, game. But you can go ahead and keep believing whatever the fuck drug-fueled mind trip you're on, because you're not gonna listen to me half the time anyway. Like, by rights, this should have been a game I really, really liked. But it's just managing to go just slightly wrong, and I think that upsets me more than the current state of things. I'm not gonna be able to follow this up in time. It's because that ghost is constantly right there. There we go. We at least got out of that loop. But the problem is, if we're having that much trouble just getting back here, I don't think we're gonna do any better getting through that room. But we still don't have a choice but to go through that fucking room. No point in trying to go through the room when we're poisoned, because we're just gonna lose all that health, and it's gonna be terrible. That's better. Fuck this guy. Fuck that guy. This is the better strategy for getting to this point. Like, I'd been planning to do that from the moment we started gaining levels. I wanted to gain the levels because I was not confident in fighting this thing. Okay, now that's dead as well. We're finally making headway again. Also, has anybody else noticed the fact that, especially on the vertical, we don't move in the rooms on the map much? Like, there's a lot of times where we'll be shown at the bottom of a room, but be going out a door at the upper section of a room. It's very weird. Like, that's not really an issue, aside from it gets a little confusing looking at the map at times because of that. But that's not really, like, a big issue. That is probably one of those things that would get it filed under it's an engine problem. This can't possibly go poorly, right? We found the boss. Well then. Get out of my way, kid. I won't let you go anywhere. What the hell do you want? My name is Joseph Cavendish. I'm the Adeptus Sexto. And today will be the day I offer your head to Lord Prometheus. An Adeptus. It was expected that Johannes' scum would use children for his dirty work. Insolence to our Lord is to be paid with death. Stupid boy, can't you see he's just using you? Johannes doesn't give a damn about you. Quiet, you do not understand. Our Lord will purge this world of plebeian filth. The Order killed my father and was only helping the noble cause of the Aziotes. You have to pay with your lives. I see. You're Henry Cavendish's son. Well, gee, wouldn't the name Cavendish kind of give that away? I mean, he could have been grandson, but, you know. Really, it would be entirely too coincidental for another Cavendish to be in the city run by a Cavendish. Just saying. An aristocrat who was just another pawn of the Johannes. How dare you call him that? Enough! I will take your life, but not before making you suffer. I have no other choice. I'll give you the reality check you need. So what's your deal? Okay. Okay, that's really wide. Okay, understood. Now... Yeah, see, he doesn't do that much more damage than the enemies in the area we're doing. Oh, that was just a really bad angle for that attack. Good for him, bad for me. Okay, those don't fly backwards, so the better call is to go under him when he does. Really, either of those, probably. We're not doing a lot of damage to him is the only real concern, and with him flying around, it's gonna be hard to do damage to him, but we have an answer to that. It's called throw axes at him. I see why people were complaining about needing to redo dialogue when they die. That is a bit annoying. Oh wow, he just got another one in already, huh? Okay. If I had literally any healing on hand, this fight would be a piece of cake, I think. But the fact that we don't have any healing makes this a problem. I keep trying to slide under those, but the slide input just isn't hitting. I shouldn't have run this way, but it's too late. Ah, that's your gimmick now, huh? Okay. So he is quite literally a wind mage then. Okay. I'm starting to get a handle on that fight, so I think that's doable. But I think our primary method of attack probably should just be axes rather than trying to whip him at all. And we can just wait for MP to come back. Because we have to spend a lot of time running anyway. I just gotta get the timing down on those green bolts of his. But we can get quite a few attacks on him when he's generating a tornado. God. Like, the timing on that attack just comes out just right to catch me consistently. Case in point. It's fast, but there's also just that very tiny delay to the initiation of the attack that I keep miscounting. I'll give them credit for one thing, at least he doesn't do contact damage. He's one of the few things in this game that doesn't. Not that he needs it because of the damn shots he does being so fast. And yeah, I think the fireballs might actually be better than the axes. Because I can just whip him the only times I would be using the axes because of the angle the axes go at. Really? I thought I would clear that. Okay. Ah, him casting that also does damage. Okay. I thought I could jump through him while he was still casting. Turns out, nope. That's not how that works at all, apparently. Okay. This is gonna be a long fight is the only problem, which again plays into my theory that we're either under-leveled or we're missing something. Or again, the scaling is not right. But rather than blame the system, I'm like, okay, what's the logical explanation for this? Yeah, being under him when he goes to cast one of those is devastating. Too early. We only get like 3 hits before we die. And I'm counting 3 hits as in 3 hits and then death blow is the next hit. As in we only have 3 hits of wiggle room. And then there's times like that where just for some reason she won't jump. You know what I've noticed though? Just as a genre, Metroidvanias seem to either go way too easy or end up like this where they're really fucking hard. And it's very hard to find one that's in between. Because, like, for a lot of it, for example, Gestalt Seaman Cinder was a little too easy, I would say. Okay, that's how that ends up working out. Also, I'm kind of surprised that that move isn't a half-health move. That's just a thing he does. Like, you would think that would be an enhancement he would do to his spell about halfway through the fight. But he had only lost a quarter and started doing that, so unless they have these boss fights designed in quarters, perhaps. And yeah, we're not winning that fight. I'm gonna just say that right now. The level of success we would need to get through that fight is out of my capabilities. This would heal us, though. So maybe. I honestly didn't think to check whether this was a healing item or not. With one heal, I think I can get him down to 3/4. I'm not sure we could win even with one heal, but we can try. I just have to remember that I have that before he actually can kill me. The delay is so annoying. Like, I keep thinking he'll cast quickly, and it's like, nope. He sits there for a solid few seconds, making sparklies, and then he attacks. I was facing the wrong way. Oh, that's what you consider a lot of health, huh, game? Okay. Oh, and now he does contact damage. I guess as soon as he starts casting that, he starts doing contact damage, question mark? No, he just sometimes does, sometimes doesn't have contact damage. Nope. Nope, we're not doing that, no. The thing is, we absolutely are going to need to beat him to go through those. That's just facts. And as soon as we get through those, that's what gets us access to where the keys are, probably. Gaining another level isn't going to make the difference between life or death against him. So we need to find something, presumably. Like, there's got to be an item or something that will give us an edge. Fuck it, I'm just going for it. I know there's a lot of death down here too, but... Wait, wasn't there... Huh. I thought there was one of those walking undead guys that... What the fuck is that? Okay, you have a nice big arm sweep. Okay, you can do that at that range, but you don't go up the slope. So I think if I just stay at the top of the slope here, I think we're safe. Yeah, because he stops partway up the slope. Because apparently in this game, slopes are just the devil. You can't deal with them. Where is he going? Hello? Oh no, the slope works. He's just not designed to go into where you can drop in from. What do you know? One of the few instances of kindness in that regard. How many hits do you take, big guy? That many. Okay. I hear another one, though, unless his sound effect triggered again, which might have. Save points? Not a save point there. Oh god, there's one of you down there, too. Okay. That was my only play, because the odds of me managing to get the 3 hits on that mage with when we encountered them were not great. I probably should have just used my 1 heal. It's interesting how we have parts like this that are marked with where some save points are as well. Like, we have some partial maps for some reason. Like, we had some information that we'd gotten, but just the fragmented map information is a little strange. Like, there's every reality as well in which this game is designed to be played very slow. Like, you just methodically, slowly kill everything the whole way through. And that's just the antithesis of me. These ghosts, though, are the worst. It's like, oh hey, guess what? I don't have to turn around. I can just float backwards and still hit you just as hard as if I was moving in your direction. Haha. Well, we're back here in the exact same condition we were last time. Can I jump over you? I can. Okay. I don't know how good an idea it is to try to jump over this one with his positioning. I say as I follow him and try to do it anyway. Bye! Ghosts and zombies, okay, just gotta keep an eye on my footing, okay. I guess these don't work yet, huh? This clearly looks like it should be something, like this would be like a train station or something that, yeah, it's obviously a train station, but we can't use it for reasons. I don't know if it's a reason of not implemented yet or a reason of you can't access it yet, but that's a real shame that that's there and we can't use it, because that would take us over here, which would be back to town. But that's... if that's not implemented yet, that's not implemented yet. That's... I can't blame the game for that because I went into this knowing that not everything was done yet. It's just real unfortunate that we happen to run into that in that position at this time. We're going to use the heal so we can actually get more ground covered. Yeah, that's what I figured, is this room wasn't done yet either. Oh my god. And this is a dead end. Indigo snakes fell on the gem of his axe. Like, the gem of his axe implies that there's either a gem that we need or that the axe is worth the answer. But it mentions indigo snakes. And I don't know which part of that's important. Because, like, obviously the axes aren't working. And there's no gems on this thing anywhere. So I figure there's probably either a gem or something that either involves the color indigo or a snake that we get at some point that lets us through those. And there's fire down there, so we're not going that way. We're now saved on the other side of all of this hell, which is its own problem. But I wanted to heal. Oh yeah, and to finish the thought process from before about some of these being too difficult and some of these being too easy. Like I was starting to say about Gestalt Steam and Cinder, that game felt like it was too easy for the most part. Plus or minus like one or two sequences that felt harder than the rest of the game. And it may be that this is a similar case here where like just this part is way harder. And then as soon as you get past the initial bits, it gets better. And I will say, compared to our initial experience in the forest, this has already gotten leaps and bounds better. But I do feel like we've been behind, like, the entire game. And I haven't been avoiding much. Like, I've avoided, like, an enemy or two here and there, I would say, and that's about it. Which should not lead to me being so far behind that everything should be this murderously strong compared to us. I'm trying to think of another example of one that felt like way harder. And most of them I think we found a way around after a while. It just took time to get into a position where we could work around the problems. This game just hasn't given us an opportunity to do that. Also, I don't feel like I made contact with him there. I think there might just be like a bit of squaring to his head there. Unless maybe the one bit of hair that popped up when he punched counted as a hurt box? And I'm talking like a single strand of hair. Like, I can't imagine that what I just did there was what they intend you to do throughout the game. Just run through rooms. That doesn't seem like what you should be doing, considering that you never gain any levels and you never get any stronger. But that's obviously the answer we're gonna have to take to some of this right now. Yeah, like, there were a lot of times where Biomorph felt really hard, but that game overall wasn't too bad. Obviously, the big ticket inspirations for all of these, the actual, like, Castlevania ones, all were pretty easy. Just across the board. You know, plus or minus doing self-imposed difficulty increases, which is neither here nor there. And I would test what this feels like on the lower difficulty, but that involves getting back to town to buy a candy in order to lower the difficulty. Which, that's actually a point as well. All of this running around and all of this fighting we've done, look at how little money we've gained. Like, we went back when we had about 1,000 coin before, after having beaten the boss. And we've run through what seems like at least half of this area, and have only gone up back to another 1,000. Health potions cost like 500. Bread, which heals a decent amount, is like 80. Which, those two prices are out of whack with each other to begin with. Like, I just don't get it. what's gonna end up happening with this is what I was starting to talk about before. I think I'm gonna wait and see with this game and let people play the game themselves and compare what my experience was to what their experience ends up being. It might be that I've just hit this game at the wrong time and I'm just like having a really off day, so I'm making this look way harder than it is. I don't know. I don't think that's true. Actually, correction. I can think of one that was really difficult, like throughout the majority of it, and that was Last Faith. Last Faith was actually difficult throughout 90% of it, though that definitely was another one that leaned more heavily into the Souls-like side of things, so that one made sense to be that difficult. This one feels like it's trying to more heavily merge the more Castlevania-esque side of things into that level of difficulty. And it just doesn't feel like it matches. I don't know, I feel like part of the issue is we're so limited right now. Is like, we cleared a full area and have gone this far, and all we found was a helmet and 3 sub-weapons and 1 move. Like, I feel like I should have more equipment than this. But again, my sense of how long we've been going is inflated by the fact that we've been having so much trouble. And I'm definitely spoiled by how some games of this type will give you a lot of tools and a lot of weapons. It's like, our basic attack is not doing us any favors a lot of the time. Like, it's getting there, but it really feels still like it pales in comparison to any of the other options we have. But all of our other options are limited. Which is obviously why those other options are stronger. I'm not disputing that logic. Okay, that's a dead end too. Yep. I don't even know why I'm going back, because that was the only other place to check. We literally have nowhere else to go. We have to beat that boss aside from grinding. Because there's no other paths to take. Every path we have is blocked off by fire. This is a little bit short, but I think I am going to pack it in here because I don't know how much more of this I can take before I genuinely start getting salty about this. Because, like, I am getting a little agitated, but I'm more just... I don't want to say disappointed because that's unfair. But disappointed is close to the right word. I think I'm feeling more harshly about this because I had set my expectations too high. Both based on what I was talking about before and the fact that this really hit all the right marks until the difficulty and the scaling. But it is what it is. They don't all have to hit. I am still happier that I tried this than if I hadn't tried it. And I know I spent a lot of today's session being a broken record. And I apologize for that, but sometimes your head's just also not quite in the right spot for what you're dealing with, and I think this just is coming in at just the wrong time. But I'm gonna find us somewhere else to be and just kind of cool off, because it's also warm in here, which does not help my temperament at all. But as I get agitated, I also heat up, so that it's kind of one of those I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I get burned on both ends with that one. But it doesn't help anybody if I sit there and continue to get aggravated. And I could start from the Abyss today instead of just putting it off to tomorrow. But with the amount of reading and such I've done today, and the amount of reading I know I have to do front-loaded on from the Abyss, it wouldn't end well. That's just asking me to destroy my throat. So I know better on that one. It does feel unfair to a certain degree as well to be mad at this game just because it's difficult, and that's how people are going to probably view some of what I've said there, but it'll be what it'll be. People will believe that regardless of whether what you say is well backed with what you're thinking. Actually, no, I know the perfect thing to compare this to in how this is played out. It's really ending up very similar to another Crab's Treasure for me. Where I feel like, aside from some small parts of the execution, I feel like I'm doing everything as intended and I'm just still not managing to get anywhere. And I think that's where the frustration loop is really building from. But I'm not going to dwell on it. There's no point in dwelling on it. All it's going to do is bring the mood further down, and there's no point in doing that. On the positive side, we hit 450 for follows today, so that's good. I did not set the goal at 450, so I don't have anything for 450. But hey, we're 50 away from hitting the actual goal, so that's good. And you know, it's always good to make another step forward anyway. I promise to have a better plan for what happens at 500 than I did for 400, which made 400 not actually happen. In fact, now that we're only 50 away, I think I might actually start throwing polls around and things like that to see what people want to see for that. That would probably be a good idea. Oh, positive note I want to say about this game. The music's been very good. I've enjoyed the music the whole way through, even if at times it feels like it's still too loud in my ears, but that may just be me. Because, like, everything seemed too loud today, no matter how they look on the sliders, so I think that might just be I'm having a weird day. And that may be, like, all coming together to make me more touchy than normal. Like that is always unfortunately an option. Yeah, you know what, we'll go over there. That seems like a fitting game title for the time. It's been a bit since we've gone over to see Checky anyway. So I'll get that started. Thank you all for taking the time to be here. Sorry that today was not all I'd hoped it would be, but, you know, that happens sometimes. We will almost certainly be back with From the Abyss tomorrow unless I have another sudden idea happen, which hopefully it'll be one that pans out better than this did, but they don't all have to hit. That's just how it be sometimes. I don't have a direct plan for Thursday or Friday off the top of my head at the moment, and it currently is going to be another session of the 7 Days to Die lobby on Saturday, barring things happening for any of the people involved with that, or people getting it in their heads that they want to do something else. I am still going to poll everyone to see if that's what they still want to do this week or not, on probably Wednesday. With all that said and done, though, once again, thank you all for your time. Be good to Checky. She is genuinely very sweet most of the time. And I will see you all tomorrow. Good night, everybody.